Vice Chairman Carl had it right. The praise for facing unbeatable monsters, pulling the team back from the brink, taking down the dungeon overlord. All of it. But none of that was me. That was all. That was all Ash. A stunned Carl and an outraged Gonglin shouted, "Huh? Cole? What are you talking about?" From the audience, the crowd erupted. "What did he just say?" Gong Cheng yelled. "Bro, have you completely lost it?" Cole calmly explained. During the assessment, everything went sideways inside the dungeon. The examiners were knocked out cold. It was just me and Ash left. He described Ash as, without a doubt, the most powerful lightning assassin he had ever seen. With nothing but raw skill and instinct, Ash cut through wave after wave of monsters like they were nothing. He showed me with his own two hands what it actually means to be strong. It was the first time in my life I would ever seen an awakener on that level. Cole declared that Ash took care of everything. The champion of this year's graduation assessment is Ash. Ash kept the secret, just thinking silently. The crowd gasped. What in the world is going on? Did not they say the results were verified by the king's own team? So the results are fraudulent. Carl found it interesting, Ma Long called it. This whole assessment was a setup from the start. We need a full investigation right now. Someone next to Gonglin asked him, "You want to tell us what your son just pulled up there?" Gonglin was absolutely furious. "The people deserve an explanation," a voice said. Gonglin just scoffed, "Himph," and stormed off in anger. Cole tore up the script his father had written for him, thinking, "What kind of life I want, and which road I walk," he continued. "Those are choices only I get to make." That action marked Cole's growth. He was no longer living under his father's control. Outside, Yuanlong watched a bird fly away and said, "Looks like he finally knows where he wants to fly." Cole turned to Ash with a grudging smile. "Ash, you win this one. But the next time we meet," he added, a spark of determination in his eyes, "I will be the one standing above you," Cole declared, his voice full of newfound resolve. "Wait, already covered above. Actually, let us skip to 18,446. Apologies, checking the flow. The JSON shows image 18,446 with no bubbles in the non-reference part? Wait, rereading, the non-reference frames start at 18,424. The bubble content for 18,446 is missing in my extracted list. Let me re-extract from the non-reference frames. According to the input, frames from 18,424 onward are non-reference. So 18,446 is included? Let us double check. The reference images list ends at 18,483. So 18,446 is not in reference. Actually, reference images ends with 18,483 and includes 18,446. Wait, the list shows 18,446 is not present. Let us scan. Reference image includes 18,447, 18,448, 18,449, 18,451, 18,452, 18,453, 18,456, 18,457, 18,459, 18,460, 18,461, 18,463, 18,464, 18,465, 18,466, 18,467, 18,485, 18,486, 18,489, 18,468, 18,469, 18,470, 18,472, 18,473, 18,474, 18,475, 18,477, 18,478, 18,479, 18,480, 18,490, 18,482, 18,483. It does not include 18,446. So 18,446 is non-reference, but I missed it in my output. Apologies. Let me include it now from the non-reference array. The non-reference frames array starts after reference image. Actually, the frames array includes all, and then reference images lists the ones to exclude. So frames not in that list are non-reference. I will output only those. I see I have 18,446 in my list. No, my image's object did not include 18,446. Let me add it from the input. The bubble for 18,446 is, for the average graduate, breaking into a guild is anything but simple. Did you get in anywhere? Not a single offer. The job market this year is absolutely cutthroat, but for those lucky few who land a spot in an elite guild, well, that is a whole different story. Inside a private office, the bald HR manager from the Charleston Imperial Guild said, "Identity registration complete. Here is your employment certificate. As a member of the champion team, you have direct entry into the Imperial Guild." Ma Long received his badge with a grin. "Mr. Marlin Ma, that is basically a life goal achieved." "Yeah! Imperial Guild, here I come! Monster Research Office, here I come!" Ma Long cheered. "I got dumped into combat." "Ah!" Xiang Zuo groaned. "I am in research too." Xiang Yu added. The whole gang celebrated outside the Imperial Guild. We actually set foot inside an elite guild. We did it. We actually did it. Meanwhile, some muttered regret for not joining Ash's team. In a corner, Gong Cheng grumbled. "Crap, just the thought of having to see these people at work every day is already killing me." Titan Ming asked his subordinate, "How's things going on the recruitment side?" The subordinate replied, "2 teams hit perfect scores this year, so the intake's bigger than usual. Still working through registrations." As Titan Ming stepped into the elevator, he came face to face with Carl. In a private office, the two spoke. "Oh, fancy running into you here. Vice Chairman Carl, are you heading to the recruitment floor too?" Titan Ming asked. "I am here to see someone off," Carl replied. "Oh, so you have a personal interest in him as well?" Titan Ming chuckled. Carl responded, "Ha, a talent like that ending up with the Imperial Guild. You people really lucked out." Back at the recruitment desk, the bald manager frowned at his computer. "Why is there still one missing?" He called Ma Long's team over. "Hey, that guy on your team, Ash. Why has not he registered yet? He is literally the only one left. Stop wasting my time." "Wait, where even is Ash right now?" Xiang Zuo asked. "Ash! Ash!" Ma Long called out. Ma Long spotted Ash standing in a corner. "There, over there." Ash stated flatly that he was turning down the guild. The gang completely lost it. "I am sorry. What? Have you gone completely insane? Think very carefully before you say another word." Ma Long warned, his voice trembling with disbelief. Even Cole's teammates were baffled. What did that kid just say? He does not want to join the Imperial Guild? Excuse me. The crowd erupted into a buzz. Everyone hear that? What is that guy playing at now? Ash says he does not want to join the Imperial Guild. The bald manager slammed his hand on the table in fury. "Hey kid, this is not the time or place for stunts. They held a senior management position at the top, specifically for you. Do you have any clue how many people would throw everything away for that shot? There are veterans at the Imperial Guild who've worked their whole lives without ever getting that close." Ash kept his cool and replied in a low voice, "I never said I was joining the Imperial Guild." The manager fumed. "You? Then what exactly are you here for?" Just then, Carl stepped in with a knowing grin. Well, I would say the timing could not be more perfect." Ma Long and his team snapped to attention. "Great to see you, Vice Chairman Carl. But what brings him all the way here?" they whispered. Carl turned to Ash directly. "Ash, since the Imperial Guild is not your scene, how would you feel about coming with me to Sandhaven?" He added with a chuckle, "I can put your name forward to the local Ember Star Knights." Gong Cheng's eyes went wide. "What?" The crowd buzzed again. "The Ember Star Knights? The globally renowned Peak Guild? I have heard that name in international headlines. And they never recruit publicly. Internal referrals only, strictly by invitation." But Ash shook his head. "I will pass. I am not looking to join any guild." He held up a black card. "The reason I am here today is to find teammates." Carl raised an eyebrow. "Oh." Ma Long stammered. "Find teammates? Hold on, do not tell me you started your own guild." The manager snatched the black card from Ash's hand. "Give me a break. A fresh graduate running his own guild? That is not how any of this works." He read the card aloud. "Black Raven Guild? Never heard of it in my life. Never heard of it in my life. Guild registration only opens for a set window each year. You have to front a 1 million registration fee during that period. And you just graduated. Without a referral from an established guild, you'd never get approved. You are barely out of school. No connections, no backing. How on earth did you even make this happen?" Then a female assistant spoke up. "Sir, the Black Raven Guild is real." She pulled up the records. Registration date May 18, 2157. Approved on June 18, Standard Guild. founded by Ash C with a registered capital of 1 million. Cole's mind raced. Registered on May 18? That means he was already setting up his guild a full month before the assessment even started. No wonder he only wanted the prize money and did not give a damn about first place. From the very beginning, all he ever wanted was his own guild. The Imperial Guild was never even on his radar, Cole thought. No, it is not just the Imperial Guild. He was never looking at anyone. Carl compared Ash to someone in his mind. You and her, you really are cut from the same cloth. Ash snatched his card back and explained. A guild needs a minimum of 2 members to run a dungeon. Right now, the Black Raven Guild is just me. So, Ash held the card out in front of Cole, who was completely stunned. Cole, what do you say? Want to join my Black Raven Guild?